Morning, everyone. Sean here with DTF Tech Talk, owner of Hometown Hype Custom Apparel in Frankfort, Pennsylvania. So hey, I just wanted to show you guys, for anybody that doesn't know, if you are printing and having issues, okay, with your choke, okay? So like here, the CMYK black ink is coming too far up and the white ink is landing too high, okay? So that's going to show as is there's going to be a white line right on the bottom side of all of my prints. Okay, so I'm gonna go to my print EXP, okay, and I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go to adjust, and there's a bunch of different settings here. Okay, under the headspace adjustment, okay, the one you're gonna have the issues with the most is gonna be this vertical adjustment. It'll be on horizontal here. Vertical is here. Okay, so this was at 1891. I reduced it by 2, which says bring it down 2 pixels backward, right? Or bring the white head 2 pixels this way. All right, and then I click save, and then I'm gonna restart my printing, and we're gonna see where it lands. I also want to adjust this to 32 millimeters while I'm there. That's unrelated. Print. Okay, let's see how this comes out. And now the white ink should be landing higher this way, okay? I have the choke set to a 6 right now, which is pretty standard for like big fat designs, right? That don't have like real fine lines. So let's see what happens here. Let's make sure, let's see where the white ink lands. Usually you can tell right away by the confidence strip. It should land, the white ink should land just below the confidence strip, but not too far. Yeah, yep, looks about right. Yep, and you should just see about 3 pixels of CMYK poking out from all 4 sides, right? From the left, from the right, from the top, and from the bottom. That's how you adjust that. Yeah, I'm getting it. It looks good. I brought the white head back up this way a little bit, right? The other adjustments in here, which are not talked about, and I have another second, so I'll just briefly explain them to you. I'll briefly explain them the best that I can. So if you go in here to the adjustments, the head install, the first one's just a standard nozzle check, okay? They just kind of threw it in there. You can also use this button right here as the nozzle check. Anyway, so the vertical check print, what that is doing is it'll do several passes and it'll print a straight line. You can look at that line, and if it breaks up like this where like the straight line's not matching, what that is telling you is that your printer head is skewed. It's physically installed, okay? Skewed either like a little bit this way or a little bit this way. And you can tell by which way the line's hitting, okay? If you have a problem with this, right, you actually have to loosen the screws on your print head and adjust it and tighten the screws back down. That's same with this. This is left-right tilt, right? So that's determining if the print head's like this, should be perfectly flat. If it's tilted like this a little bit, or if it's tilted like that a little bit. And same thing with front-rear tilt. So that's determining if the printer head's tilted down a little bit or it's tilted back a little bit. So all of these in this head install are all physical adjustments you need to make in space, okay? Like physically on your printer, okay? These adjustments, like the step adjust, and the headspace is really where you're going to spend most of your time, is digitally adjusting where the printer lands. So like, for example, if your prints are coming too far out, if your white ink is landing too far to the left and you have white lines on the left side of your prints, you would bring these in here, okay, by reducing these numbers. Same with the vertical check I just showed you, right? The color adjusts, you can do some I've never played around with that, but you can do some adjustments in colors. And lastly, if you are noticing that your prints in certain spots are looking like slightly blurry, right? So you'll identify it because the prints are looking blurry. But what is happening there is that each time the pendulum swings back and forth like this, right? The dot that the printer head is putting down is landing in a slightly different place, maybe like a 0.5 millimeter to the left or a 0.5 millimeter high, you can adjust that here. That will look like a blurry print, okay? Run the bidirectional adjustment and you can salvage that, okay? There's also some other things that might be happening if you're experiencing those things, like your paper might be slightly like pinched in the middle. If you're noticing that you have, sorry, my air compressor went off. If you're noticing that right in the middle is where you're experiencing blurry prints, that could be something else. That could be because your paper's pinched and it's like raised a little bit. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna get back to it. I'm seeing a little bit of banding that I'm not really happy with, so I'm gonna resolve this and I'll talk to you later.